Tablature is a simplified notation for guitar that shows you which strings to play and in which positions. It's a way to quickly learn how to play specific songs, solos, or scales, but when used right, tab can also help teach you a little theory and help you get a better understanding of how a guitar fretboard is laid out. So you want to learn how to play a specific piece, but you don't know how to read sheet music. Never fear, we have a really simple way of describing what to play, even if you have no music theory knowledge whatsoever. Okay, first thing to realize is that guitar tab is set up to represent the actual 6 strings of a guitar, but you must remember the orientation of how the strings are laid out in tab. To read tab correctly, think of the 6 lines of tab as if they represented the strings on your fretboard if you were looking down at them, sitting across your lap, or maybe looking at them horizontally mounted on a wall, with the thickest string on the bottom and the thinnest string at the top. You can remember this by seeing how the word tab is written on the left side of tablature sheets, and it goes T-A-B, which could represent top and bottom, or treble and bass. Now, let's look at an actual song notated in tab and see how to read it. Okay, so what we have here is an example of a sheet of tablature for guitar, and we're looking at measures 18 through 27 of this song. And if you notice, the measures are demarcated by these vertical lines that cut across the 6 strings, but the width of the measures is not consistent throughout the tablature. That's because each measure of tablature simply needs to be wide enough to accommodate the number of notes that need to be written in there. This brings us to a very important point, which is that tablature does not indicate the length of time you're supposed to play a particular note in relation to the rhythm and tempo of the song. There are no exact values here the way there would be in actual sheet music where you would see quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, and so on. These are just the notes that need to be played in order, and you really need to be familiar with the song, with the tempo and the rhythm and the feel to really get a sense of how to play these notes. You have to kind of experiment a little and listen to it and kind of zero in on how you should actually play these notes. Okay, so looking at this tablature sheet, the first thing you see is a 12 on the very top string. So that's the thinnest string, the high E string. So that's right here. So that note is this note. Then the next note would be the 10th fret on the same string, the first string. And the third note is the 10th fret on the second string. And then the 10th fret on the third string. So notice how these notes are reading from left to right, so you play them in sequence from left to right. Then it looks like you repeat the same pattern in the same measure. But it doesn't tell you sort of what speed, what rhythm, anything like that. So typically what happens with tab is that you're familiar with the song and you want to learn exactly how to play it, but you already know, you have a sense of how it goes. So now we go to the 8th fret, that's over here on the first string. And then we play the 6th fret, 6th fret on the second string, 7th fret on the third string. And then it looks like we do 8 again, and 6 on the second string, and we stop there. So again, it doesn't tell us exactly how to do these, but if we know the song, then we know what to do with it. So this song happens to be the best song on the face of the planet, the song that I know all of you guitarists are dying to learn how to play. And it goes like this. So that's an introduction to how Guitar Tab works. Be sure to check out this video that's appearing on the screen here for part 2 of how to read tab, where we go into a lot of the symbols that are used to notate exact ways of playing certain notes, such as bending, harmonics, pinch harmonics, slides, and things like that. Please make sure to go check that out next. Thanks so much for watching Strange Device.